Did you click on this video because you've seen the title? This is all about those beginner-friendly patterns. I got you covered. If you are looking for patterns that's no zippers, no snaps, no buttons, just elastic, you came to the right spot. So if that's some content you would like to see, please continue to watch.
Where's Da Vinci?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rochelle from Rochelle.Handmade.Designs, and in this video I am going to be running you down with 50, yes, I said it, 50 beginner-friendly patterns that's no zippers, no buttons, no snaps, none of that. It's just straight up elastic. So I'm going to stop right here and tell you, go over to Waywack and get you some elastic. You're gonna thank me later, okay? If you are new to the channel, welcome. Hello, ciao, guten tag, aloha, hola, konnichiwa, wagwan, sambanani, salom, bonjour. If you are returning, you know what to do. Go get your quick snack, something to drink, come on back. We're gonna go ahead and get into these 50 patterns. Plus, I got some bonus patterns for you. But I also broke these down into 6 different categories, plus the bonus category. All right, so I got you covered, and I will be putting chapters in this video so you can skip to wherever you need to skip to. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into this video. All right, so the reason why I put this video together is because I get a lot of my beginners hit me up and was like, Rochelle, I'm not comfortable with zippers yet. I haven't done buttons. I don't know about snaps and how to put those on. Can you show some patterns that are just elastic because I feel comfortable with elastic? Well, guess what, honey? I got you covered. All right. So I'm going to break this down. We're going to start with categories. So I have my upper body, which will be my tops, right? I have my lower body, which will be the bottom portion. The bottoms will be pants, shorts, and skirts. And then I also have my total body. My total body will be nothing but dresses. All right. We have Dirty 30. Dirty 30 is basically the jackets, the coats, the jumpsuits. Those will be my Dirty 30, all right? And then I have my yoga piece. My yoga piece is all about those robes and caftans. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then my conditioning. My conditioning pieces will be your coordinates, all right? So those are the 6 categories that I am going to be telling you guys about with these patterns. And then the bonus one I'll tell you guys about later, all right? So let's go ahead and start. So we got to start with total body. So on Mondays, we do total body. That's what I do. So that's what I'm going to hit you up with, all right? So let's go ahead and get into total body. So for the total body, it's all about those dresses. You guys know. Now, I'm going to put them together. So when you go to the pattern store, Joanne, you're able to get these. So I'm not going to take a lot of time and go detail by detail on what it is. We're talking about dresses. So I'm just going to run you down on those dress patterns. All right. So the first one is McCall's 8213. Now this pattern I have done before. I did it in like a stripe fabric, and you guys, this one, you need nothing. You just need some elastic to go along the top portion. I created this for the dress series last year. I love it. All right. So that's one of the pieces that you could put in. Moving on to the next one is McCall's 8214. Now I know Talisha from Creativity by T, she did this dress. Delilah from Simply Delilah 1, she did this dress as well. But this is one where, if anything, you probably don't need anything for this one. All right. No, nothing. All right. So that's one of the ones that I chose. The next one is McCall's 8253. Many ladies have sewn this garment. The only thing that you would need, of course, is elastic. Like anything that you need in these patterns would just be elastic. All right. So that's McCall's 8253. Moving on to the next one is McCall's 8258. I chose this vintage 70s pattern because why not? I want to put older ones, vintage, as well as the newer ones. All right. So I see this for the top. So you're able to do the top or the dress or whichever one that you want. All right. Moving on to the next one, it's an easy pattern. It's McCall's 8281. So I like the tiers. I do like the tiers on view C, but come on. It's another easy pattern. So I'm serving you guys up with these easy patterns, but all you need are elastic. All right. So next pattern, Brittany J. Jones did this pattern. It's McCall's 8312. I like view C on this pattern. That's the one that I plan on doing when I get around to this pattern. I know you're like, why long sleeves? It's versatile. I can roll them up. All right, moving on to the next one. It's McCall's 8348. This one, I seen two ladies from the South Florida Frocktail with this dress on. One being Rachel Lynn from Rachel Lynn Create. The other one is Jamie from Create by Jamie. I believe that's her handle. So Create by Jamie. But I'll put them both up. They both sewn this dress. I believe Rachel Lynn's was kind of like a blackish brown, and then Jamie's was a purple. Mimi G also did a tutorial for this. So yes, get this pattern. You don't need many. It's not many pieces, and it's a quick sew from what I hear. All right. Next pattern, McCall's 8358. I believe it was Brittany J. Jones who did this dress and did a sew along for it. I can't remember 100%. But yes, you need to get this pattern to be prepared to sew it up pretty soon. Next one, let's move over into New Look. New Look 6597. It's an easy to sew knit dress. Like, you need nothing. No notions for this one. Another one is New Look 6650. It's another knit dress that crossed in the front. I'm here for that crossover, but guess what? You need no notions for this one, all right? Next one is a New Look 6751, which is a newer pattern. For this one, I think you need some elastic for this one to go in the back portion of your dress. So that's why I chose this one. Yes, I love this pattern. Okay, I haven't sewn it together yet, but I'm loving that pattern. All right, next one, Simplicity 9739, which is an apron dress. I love it. You are not going to need any elastic or anything. No notions for this one. All right. Next one, Simplicity 9746. I forgot to say that we're moving over to Simplicity, but Simplicity 9746. It's the tiered one that you guys voted on. A few of you voted on that one for the sew along for the dresses for my Make 9 2023. One plug. If you missed the sew along from Sunday, Simplicity 9742, I'm going to link that on the end screen as well as in the description box below. So you could go ahead and go to that pattern if you choose. All right, so let's go ahead and get back into it. This is either an off the shoulder or a tiered dress. You only need elastic, boo-boo. You only need elastic. All right, moving over to the next one is Simplicity 9780. So this one is one of the new patterns that just came out with Simplicity. You only need elastic. Only need elastic, all right? So moving on to the next one is a 9793 Simplicity. We're still in Simplicity. 9793, it is a GIF pattern. And with GIF patterns, it's like one or two pattern pieces and you're good to go. But this one is just a knit dress. I don't think you need any notions for this one. If anything, it's going to be elastic and it will be at the waist. All right. Moving over to my Vogue patterns now. All right. So Vogue, this is a older pattern, but you can get it on Simplicity. So let me say something right quick. Another plug. If you do not see these patterns in Joann's, go to Simplicity website because I made sure every last one of these are still available to pick up. So you can pick it up on Simplicity if they are not in Joann's. All right. So the next one is Vogue 8825. This one I have made. I have not photographed it for the channel. However, I have made this pattern. I love it. It's still in my closet. I do not wear it a lot, but when I do, baby, okay. But this is Vogue 8825. I made this dress because this dress was, I think it was Mimi G. She sewn this dress. She showed it. I loved it on Mimi G. So I went ahead and picked the pattern up and made it like, ooh, I think I want to say I made this dress at least 5-6 years ago, and it still fits like a glove. All right. So those are all the patterns for top or total body. All right, let's go ahead. These are all the dresses, total body, you know, for the top of your body. All right, so let's go ahead and move over to the tops. So the tops, like I said, will be called upper body. So these are all my upper body patterns that I'm going to give you guys. All right. So I'm going to start with the butterick patterns. And then once I finish with the butterick patterns, we're going to move into the McCall patterns. All right. So the first one, butterick 6909. You guys, this top, like, if you don't have this pattern, oh, why not? Okay, because you don't need anything. Nothing. You just need some net fabric. That's it. All right. Moving over to the next pattern, it's butterick 6931. You're just going to need elastic at the waist area. I mean, like when I seen this pattern and I picked it up and everything, I was just like, I actually like this pattern. Okay. There is another pattern for the misses. I think it's 6930 or something like that, but I'll put both of them up so you're able to see the pattern. All right. Those are the only butterick patterns. Let's go ahead and move over to McCall pattern. The first one is McCall's 8115. So this pattern, I know Crumpet from T from Crumpet Tea and Sewing and Talisha from Creativity by T, they made this pattern as a collaboration. So come on, you don't need many pieces, okay? So yes, get this pattern, McCall's 8115. You're just gonna need a little bit of elastic in the back, or at the bottom, I should say, of the top. Move it over to the next one, 8198, all right? So with this one, you're just gonna need some elastic at the bottom, and that's it, all right? Many sewers have sewn this pattern. Also, T from Crumpet Tea and Sewing has sewn it. Crystal from Crystal Sews and Stuff sews this pattern. There has been so many sewers that have sewn this pattern, McCall's 8198. Moving over to the next one is McCall's 8199. Same thing. I love this for View B. Those sleeves, baby. Yes, I love it. So all you need on this one is just a little elastic to go in the back. Nothing fancy whatsoever. Moving over to the next one, it's McCall's 8202. So I like this pattern. I don't know why I haven't sewn it yet, but another easy to sew pattern. All right. Moving over to the next one is McCall's 8217. Now, this pattern has been sewn so many times. Talisha from Creativity by T have sewn it. Delilah from Simply Delilah, she sewn this pattern as her Saved by the Bell, Kelly Kapowski, I think is her name, from Saved by the Bell. We did a collaboration last year for So Much Color in the color black. So Delilah sewn this pattern during that time, and it's still on my list to sew, by the way. All right. There has been so many. Deb from the Sewing Nook, she sewn this pattern as well. So this is a easy to sew, quick versatile pattern that you can pick up and sew just with elastic. All right. Next one is McCall's 8256. Talisha sewn this pattern as well. So it's an easy to sew pattern, you guys. Moving over to the next one is McCall's 8344. I like that crisscross detail that's going on View A, but I think for me, I would probably do View C on this pattern. I'm not 100% sure just yet. All right, moving over to the next one. We're now in New Look pattern. So the first one is New Look 6732. I'm here for what the model have on, View A. So that's the view that I will be sewing. Don't forget that in the back, it has a V where you're going to be putting some ties at the back, but it's nothing hard that you won't be able to do. All right. Next one, 6733, New Look. It's an easy to sew pattern. It has a crisscross at the front, but all you need is some knit fabric. That's it. All right. Next one, New Look 6759. It's a sweater pattern. I mentioned this several times, you know. So you just need some knit fabric for that. You could either do it in the hoodie, or you could just do it in the solid sweatshirt or knit shirt, whatever you want to call it, all right? Moving over to the next patterns. The next patterns are simplicity patterns. The first one is a 9784. This is one of the new patterns. It has kind of like a little peekaboo back with ties in the back. I love it. Now, one thing I will mention is if you decide to do view A, it has a button in the back. You're just going to hand sew on a button. Now, I picked this pattern not for that view. I picked this pattern for both view B and view C because you will not need that button, all right? The whole point of this is no buttons, no zippers, no snaps, just elastic, all right? So that's why I picked this pattern for view B and view C, all right? Moving over to the next one, it is a Vogue. We're moving into Vogue. Vogue 9151. This is just an easy to sew tunic, all right? I love it. You can either color block this one. So in view B, you can color block it. You can color block any view if you really want to. You know what I mean? If you do it right, it'll turn out amazing, all right? Moving over to the next one, it's also a Vogue pattern, all right? And this one is Vogue 9315. So I love this top. Now, I know you guys like, Rochelle, why haven't you sewn this top before? Listen, I have so many patterns and I'm getting through a lot of these. So because I'm doing this just elastic, you may see quite a bit of them coming up. All right, pretty soon, sooner rather than later. All right. Moving over to the next one is a Vogue 9330. This is just kind of like an oversized top. I love it. I love it for view B. Honestly, I love it. I love it. All right. So those are all the upper body or top patterns that you can do with just elastic. All right. Let's go ahead and move over to Wednesday. What I would be doing on Wednesday if I was working out, right? It's my lower body section, which means we're going to be talking about those pants, shorts, and skirts. All right. So let's go ahead and get into those patterns. So it's only 4 patterns that I looked up. All right. So the first one is McCall's 8259. Brittany J. Jones have done a sew along for this pattern. I love this skirt. It's also an easy to sew skirt as well, kind of like a learn to sew as well. So I like that pattern, you know. Moving over to the next pattern is New Look 6709. It's just some knit pants, right? I mean, you don't need much to it. It's super knit, so it's going to be super flowy. It has that tie. I mean, it's going to fit nice on you, all right? Moving over to the next one, it's Simplicity 9595. Now, this pattern, I believe Talisha from Creativity by T sewn this pattern. It's also Simplicity 5082. So Talisha sewn this pattern, I believe it was last year for her vacation wardrobe or something like that, summer vacation or something like that, or beach resort stay or something like that. She sewn this pattern. It's a super easy to sew pattern. It has one pattern piece and you good to go. All right, let's talk about it, right? The next pattern, moving over to the next one. The next one is Simplicity 9785. It's one of the new patterns that just dropped. So this is an easy to sew pattern. You just need elastic. Okay? You just need elastic. All right? So those are all my lower body or pants, skirts, and short patterns. Moving over into the next one. Now, on Thursdays, I would normally do Dirty 30. And Dirty 30 consists of the jumpsuits, the rompers, the jackets, and the coats. All right? So let's go ahead and get into those. All right? So Dirty 30, it's only like 4 patterns once again. So let's go ahead and get into the first one. The first one is McCall's 8218. All right? So this is a nice jumpsuit pattern. I like the romper on this pattern, all right? The only thing that you will need is elastic, all right? All right, moving over to the next one is New Look 6706. I like this. I haven't gotten around to making this one, but my girl Legionero Barnes from Legionero Barnes, Legionero B, I believe is her channel on here on YouTube. I'm going to put her handle up. She made this one. I can't remember if she did a sew along for it, but she made this and it's amazing. And guess what? You need nothing. You don't even need any notion for this pattern unless you're doing I believe it's view B, where you have the little toggles, then you will need that. But other than that, if you do view A, which is the view that I would be doing with a hoodie, you need nothing. All right, let's move over to the next one. It's a Vogue 8930. I like this pattern. Mimi G did a sew along for this pattern as well. It's just an oversized coat. All right, you will need a lot, I mean a lot of fabric. So be careful when deciding what type of fabric you would use for this pattern. All right, but I like the fact that it lays over your shoulders as like an oversized jacket, coat, what have you, right? Moving over to that last pattern is Vogue 9011, all right? And you have the jacket and the pair of pants. The pair of pants, you're just going to need elastics. The jacket, you're not going to need anything for, all right? But those are all of the patterns that I chose for my Dirty 30. My jackets, my rompers, my coats, and my jumpsuits, all right? Moving over to the next section, which is my coordinate section, right? And the coordinate section I like to call conditioning, because you're going to condition that body, all right? But you also gonna be put together like you're going to work as well. All right. So I did come up with, I want to say about 5 patterns in the conditioning section. So the first one is Butterick 6558. Now, the conditioning section and the coordinates means that it's a whole coordinate pattern that you could put together like a wardrobe. You could do the top, you could do the dress, you could do the pants. I mean, so you don't have to just do one piece. You can do many of them on that pattern. All right. So the first one, Butterick 6858. All right. So on this pattern, you have the top, you have the dress, you have like a kangaroo style jacket. You also have the skirt and you have the pair of pants. Pick which one you want. Now, honestly, I am looking for the dress and the top for this one. Not to have to use too many pieces or anything, but it isn't easy to sew. All right, let's move over to McCall's. McCall's 8244. You guys, this was a Sew Your View, I want to say last year in 2022. Many sewers have sewn this pattern. Go to Instagram, check out the hashtag, and you will see what I'm talking about. But it's an easy to sew. You can color block this top. Now, I'm looking for it for both view A and view B. View C are your leggings, all right? So you could color block it. You can make it in one solid color. It's completely up to you, but you don't need anything for it. Just some thread, all right? Moving over to the next one is 8257, a vintage 70s pattern. The pants and the skirt, you will need elastic. If you do kind of like, if you see the crossover tie top or whatever, you're not going to need anything for that. All right. So that's what I see this pattern for. Moving over to the next one is New Look 6736. So for the top, you're going to need elastic at the back and you're also going to need elastic on those pants. But I chose it because why not? It's an easy to sew pattern, right? Moving over to the next one is New Look 6758. This is also McCall's 7757. The top, you're just going to need elastic. The pants, you're going to need elastic. I actually did this pattern before. I did it in 2021 and it's still a staple in my wardrobe. All right. Moving over to the next pattern is Vogue 9319. I mentioned this pattern. So when I say no zippers, I'm not talking about the pants because you're going to need a zipper for those pants or those shorts. I'm talking about the top. So you could do the one with the collar or the one without the collar and you're not going to need anything. Okay. So those are all the patterns that I chose for my conditioning or coordinate pieces. Now that we made it that far, let's go ahead and get into what I would be doing on a Saturday if I was working out, which is yoga. All right. So let's go ahead and get into a yoga, which are my caftans and robes. So it's only 3 patterns that I decided to choose. First one being Butterick 6900. You guys, if you guys do not follow Sew Your View or Monica from That So Monica, they do caftans on the lake in Dallas and every last one of them make their caftans. So if you are interested in knowing what patterns are caftans, go ahead and ask them, okay? Because they make caftans all the time, all right? So that's one of the patterns. Another pattern is McCall's 8261. It's actually like a robe type pattern. So I put that in there for yoga because I wouldn't do yoga in robe, but I would do it in that jumpsuit and that romper, all right? Just to let you know. Now, the next pattern, many sewers have sewn this pattern. It's Simplicity 5628. Talisha have also sewn this pattern. Nicole from Nicole Elise, she sewn this pattern as well. So many fabulous sewers have sewn this pattern, for their caftan. All right. Now that I made it through the yoga, the caftan, and the robes, let's go ahead and get into that last bonus categories, which are Mimi G herself. Come on, we celebrating Sundays with Mimi G, right? All right, so I'm just gonna list these off to you guys because you guys could go and see these patterns as well. All right, first one being Ella's pattern from Handmade Millennial. I'm sorry about that. It's the Know Me 2033. So this pattern, I'm calling it the wave pattern simply because, listen, it looked like a wave going across your body, but I love it, okay? And I plan on making both the tops and the pants coming pretty soon to a posting near you, all right? You're just gonna need elastic in the back for those pants. I love it, all right? Now, the rest of them are Mimi G's. I'm just gonna go ahead and call them out and tell you what they are. First one, Simplicity 1116. And all of them are Simplicity because you guys know Mimi G is all on the Simplicity cover. All right. 1116, which is a swimsuit, baby. You can make the swimsuit. You can make the cover up. You can make either one of those for that pattern, 1116. Next one, 8046. Now, one thing I want to mention about 1116, you can get on eBay, Etsy, or Amazon. So that is one pattern that that you may not see on the Simplicity website. All right. So I do apologize about that, but that's one of them that, I should have taken out, but I forgot. All right. Next one is 8045. This is still in my Joann's. So you are still able to get this pattern, but you should be able to get it on Simplicity website as well. It's 8045 off the shoulder dress. You can make it in mini length. You can make it in midi length. You can make it in maxi length. You can make it in whatever length you want, but that is a good pattern for sure. Next one is 8093. I have done the pants and the coat, the small jacket. For this one, super easy to sew. Super, super easy to sew. But I'm here for that jacket and that top. That is the reason why I chose this pattern, 8093. Next one is 8074. So this one is a motor jacket and a kind of like a bodycon dress that has that kangaroo style pocket. The dress is the one that I chose. Of course, I mean, if you are advanced, throw in that motor jacket, but I'm here for the dress. All right. So that's 8174. Next one is 8291. This has been on my list to do for such a very long time. I still haven't gotten around to this color block dress. I love it. View B is the one that I plan on doing. All right. Moving over to the next one is a 9150, which is more of like your athleisure wear. And it's basically just kind of like a bodycon jumpsuit or the skirt. Many sewers have sewn this one. Well, not super many, but many have sewn this and wore it to work out. So why not? I'm just saying. Next one, 9224. You're going to need elastic at the waist. That's it. It's just a wrap dress. All right. Next one is 9261. You guys know I was going to sew this last year. Time got the best of me. It got hot. I didn't want to do it in knit. I still have the same fabric that's featured on this pattern, 9261. I'm planning on still doing it. All right. Next pattern is Simplicity 9480. This is Mimi G jumpsuit. I know Robin from Stitches by Robin. She made this pattern before, as well as Tamika from So Serene Tamika. She made this for the South Florida Frocktail, by the way. All you need is elastic. That's it. All right, moving over to the next one is Simplicity 9701. Now, Carmen has made this dress just recently. Shatoka from Shatoka J have made this dress just recently. So this is a good pattern to do if you are so short on time and you need something real quick for a date night, or you need something just to, you know, say, hey, I made something new. This dress is the right one for you. All right. Moving over to the next one is 9740. I know Talisha from Creativity by T made this dress. She even said it's super easy to sew. So 9740 or 9741, easy to sew pattern. All right. Next one is 9776 and 9777. You're just going to need elastic at the waist. Mimi G is on 9776. Aronica Needle and Bell, she's on 9777. I like that kind of like off the shoulder. One of the ladies from South Florida Frocktail, she made this dress. Don't know her name. Forgot her handle, by the way, and I do apologize about that. But yes, it's an easy to sew pattern. All right. The next one is 9778. And this is the last one. 9778 is just basically a twist one. So if you have 9778, go to the other pattern that's similar. I'm going to put it up on the screen. You can do both of those, okay? You're not going to need anything other than elastic for the skirt. That's it, all right? Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, beginner-friendly video for 50 patterns that you could go ahead and pick up and just get some elastic. No zippers, no buttons, no snap, just elastic in order to sew these patterns together. I gave you 50. So you could sew pretty much one per week if you choose, all right? Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. And since you made this far, do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe button, and also smash that notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. So I'll catch you in the next video. And as always, keep sewing.
Where's Da Vinci?
They're picking sides, they're crossing the line.